Hello, chismosas y chismosos. We are at part 2 of the Aaron Hernández case. As a reminder, topics may be triggering. Viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. On July 16, 2012, Aaron and Alexander Bradley go to Cure Lounge for a fun night out. Also on July 16, 2012, 29-year-old Daniel Jorge Correa de Abreu and 28-year-old Zafiro Teixeira Furtado were shot to death after a night clubbing at Cure Lounge in Boston. Witnesses testified that they saw a silver SUV pull up next to the car being driven by the victims, yelled out racial slurs, and someone from the SUV fired a gun that ultimately killed Daniel and Zafiro. Aaron proposed to Shayana at her baby shower when she was 7 months pregnant in front of 50 close family and friends. In 2012, on Aaron's exact birth date of November 6, Aviel was born. Their daughter Aviel was born and came out looking just as beautiful as her mama. Alexander Bradley and Aaron Hernández attended Cure Lounge again on January of 2013, but not before he was indicted for the murder charges. At 2:12 a.m., Alexander was pulled over for speeding and driving drunk. The state police reported Aaron tried to use his celebrity status to get him out of trouble. And I mean, why not? It had worked for him before. Regardless, Alexander Bradley was arrested. The following month, on February 13th of 2013, Alexander and Aaron hung out again. This time they went to a strip club. Aaron had a bad vibe about the other patrons of this wonderful facility, thinking that they were off-duty cops. Alexander told Aaron that he thought that they were being watched due to the double homicide of Daniel Correa de Abreu and Zafiro Teixeira Furtado. The following morning, on Valentine's Day of 2013, police found Alexander bleeding from a gunshot wound between his eyes, laying down in a parking lot. Alexander survived but lost his right eye, and when police asked what happened to him, he didn't snitch. Instead, he threatened to expose Aaron to the press about their, quote, secret love affair. Not only did Alexander threaten to out Aaron, but he also threatened his life. Alexander demanded $5 million for his silence. Aaron's lawyers countered with $1.5 million. Alexander then asked for $2.5 million, and when Aaron's lawyers failed to respond to that offer, he sought legal counsel. And on June 13th of 2013, Alexander sued Aaron in federal court. Aaron's lawyers were able to settle this case out of court for an undisclosed amount in February of 2016. Aaron's home was searched on June 18, 2013, in connection to the murder of Odin Lloyd. Odin was found dead from multiple gunshot wounds to his back and chest in an industrial area about a mile away from Aaron's home. Despite Aaron telling Patriots head coach Bill Belichick and the owner, Robert Kraft, that he had nothing to do with Odin's murder, he was not allowed back at the Gillette Stadium. Aaron and Shayana traveled to California with their daughter Aviel in 2013 for Aaron's shoulder surgery. During this trip, Shayana called the police on 2 occasions in 1 week, claiming domestic violence at the hands of Aaron. She said Aaron was drunk and had punched the window with his hand. DJ, Aaron's brother, found Aaron on the roof of the hotel building where they were staying on the strip, rubbing the barrel of his gun along his face. On June 26, 2013, Aaron Hernández was arrested and charged with the murder in the first degree for the death of Odin Lloyd. 3 hours later, he was released from the Patriots, and 2 other men were also arrested in connection to Odin's murder. On September 6, 2013, Aaron pled not guilty for the murder of Odin. On May 15, 2014, Aaron was indicted for the murder of Daniel Correa de Abreu and Zafiro Teixeira Furtado. In his book, called Unnecessary Roughness, and in court, Jose Baez, Aaron's attorney, who became famous after representing Casey Anthony. I did an episode on her case, FYI. Well, Jose Baez was now representing Aaron, and he argued with very good reason, which I agree, that the only evidence linking Aaron Hernandez to the murder of Daniel Jorge Correa de Abreu and Zafiro Teixeira Furtado on July 16, 2012 was the club security camera footage that showed Aaron at the club on that night for less than 10 minutes. Also in his book, Jose Baez mentions an incident that happened prior to the night of the double homicide. Someone else had spilled a drink on Aaron and he laughed it off. That, I hate to say it, but I find that hard to believe given Aaron had once punched a restaurant manager for simply doing their job. But I digress. However, the prosecution's whole case was based on Alexander Bradley's testimony about being at the club with celebrity Aaron and saw him getting mad at Daniel and Zafiro for spilling a drink on him several hours prior to the murder and then killing them because of it. On April 15, 2015, Aaron Hernandez was found guilty for the murder of Odin Lloyd, along with being guilty on 5 firearm charges. On May 11, 2015, Aaron was charged for intimidating a witness for allegedly shooting Alexander because he was a witness to the 2012 double homicide in Boston. That charge was included in Aaron's trial for the double homicide in Boston, and that trial began on March 1, 2017. During this trial, production of documents were able to show deleted text messages Alexander had sent to his attorney. One in particular read as follows: "Now you sure once I withdraw this lawsuit, I won't be held on perjury after I tell the truth about me not recalling anything about who shot me?" Aaron explained that the beef between Alexander and him was because of a drug deal gone wrong. Listen, there are amazing attorneys like Jose Baez out there every day among us within our very own communities, and we just don't know about them. Jose Baez just happens to have gotten a lot of media coverage on his work because of the notoriety of the Casey Anthony case. I'm not saying he's not a brilliant attorney, because I do think he is. I'm laughing at myself as I was writing this and saying this like I know him, which I don't. But from the various books I've read written by Jose Baez, and also those written about him, or at least where he is mentioned, I think he's a kick-ass lawyer. And as a fellow Latina, I am in awe that he is one of the 5% of attorneys that represent the entire United States. And according to Jose Baez, the only gang Aaron Hernandez was ever part of was the New England Patriots.